Hello, 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 and welcome back to another conversation. This is the place where we uncover the why behind what people do. This is the Conversation with Stevie, and I am Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills. Super excited to be able to help my clients to use their knowledge and expertise to increase their income online, and I love having conversations with amazing experts. Today is no different. This is one of the coolest people I've met. We definitely connected over sales and over helping people do amazing, incredible things in the world. So, Bruce, hi.
Hey, Stevie, how are you? It's a pleasure.
Yes, so glad that you're here. So glad you're here. So I believe that the greatest introduction one can do is of themselves. So please go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
Thank you so much. My name is Bruce Hill. I created a coaching business called New Skills New You, where we believe one new skill will help you change your life. And we make sales simple. So I'm really excited that years ago, great stories all began with me losing my job, and I discovered that sales isn't about taking from people, it's from helping people, and my life has never been the same.
Wow, I love it, love it, love it, specifically because most people are scared of sales. Oh, my goodness. Some of the greatest people who have the greatest products and services are afraid of asking people to buy it from them. And so you helping people make sales simple is incredible. Now, I did hear you say that you started this journey with losing your job. Go ahead and tell us some more about that.
Man, that's one of my favorite parts of the story. There's some pivotal moments. I was in Ohio, where I grew up. I went to school, and I was talking to a friend of mine at the time. I said, man, I want more for my life. I want some better for my life. And I was like, I got to make a change. And they told me, they said, Bruce, well, people don't just change. And that stuck with me. So I said, you know what if I went to a new city and a new state? So I transferred with my job to about 400 miles away. And I had an apartment, I got a car. Like, life was going pretty well, but it wasn't radically different. I think for those 400 miles I moved away, I made about $400 more a year, right? So not a huge transformation I was looking for. But then that department I was in was sold, and 100% of us lost our jobs. So I had to decide, man, what do? Call my buddy, a different friend this time. You got to be careful who you ask advice from, because they can only give you life advice based on their life. And he said, Bruce, get into sales, right? If he had sold houses, I'd probably sell houses. If he sold insurance, I might be an insurance broker. If he had sold drugs, I could be dead or in jail. But he sold cars. And so guess what? I went to sell cars, and that's where I really learned that people need help. They don't need a pushy, argumentative, bossy person. They need help making the best decision. And that was the pivotal point.
Wow. That's incredible. And selling cars, I can imagine, is not the easiest thing to sell. I mean, I know when I went to get my latest car, it was definitely on a snowy day in Roanoke, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And I just imagine the salesman right now, as I see him, like he was running across the car lot looking for my car because I was very specific on what I wanted and the dedication of that. So I'm just excited to know, what did that particular job help you to do? What were the transferable skills that you now utilize in your own business?
There are 5 transferable skills I picked up from that role, and one of them was listening. That's probably, especially shout out to my introverts. If you can listen, you can sell. The second was communication, because no matter how good your idea is, your product or service is, if you're unable to communicate that effectively to your target audience, you're going to be stuck. So listening, communication, confidence. If you're not sure it works, how can I be sure it works, right? If you're not sure this is the best decision, the best solution for me, how can I be sure it's the best solution for me? So after listening, communication, there's confidence. And then learning. Learning is a skill. It's what we call a meta skill. If you can learn how to learn faster and easier, you can acquire those skills to help you level up faster and easier. And last but not least is sales. Sales is probably the least significant thing I learned there because the previous skills supersede it. You don't have to convince the right person. You only have to educate them on why the solution helps them solve their problem. That's where the communication comes in. So, yes, I worked as a car salesman, but those skills have taken with me in every role that I've had since then.
I love that. I love that so much because transferable skills, I always say transferable skills help pay the bill. Like, if you
Ooh, that's a bar.
Your skill set, if you could take your skill set and say, okay, this is what I did here, then you could take it everywhere with you in the world, and a lot of experts don't do that. So I'm super excited that you dropped all those gems because this is what we're doing today, really having this conversation to have some insight and impact for the people. So one of the things I want to ask you about truly is the opportunity of what you're doing now. Like, I know you're doing some really cool things in the world. So talk about what you're doing. We talked about the why. We talked about how you got into it. But what are you doing to even grow impact with people?
I'm really glad you said that. One of my favorite lessons, and even when I was doing terrible, and I always want to tell this story because I don't believe anyone's a natural born salesman. Oh, you know what, Bruce, it was easy for you. It was to the point where it would take 10 conversations just to sell one car. And other people were selling 3 or 4 cars in those same 10 conversations. So I was less effective as a salesperson at the time. But what I did was, instead of stopping at 10 people, I would talk to 100 people. So I even created a training. If you don't mind, I share at www.hearyesmoreoften.com. And the first thing I'll teach is if you tell more people, you give more people a chance to tell you yes. And it's really that simple. You tell more of the right people, you give more people a chance to tell you yes. So the first thing I'm doing, I've just got to let people know that, hey, sales is simple. So for all my service-based businesses, all my solopreneurs, all my growing business owners, sales really is simple. It's helping people find a solution to their problems. And that's really the message that I'm sharing with more people. So there's digital products. I just wrote a book called 8 Steps to Sales Success. We have coaching courses as well as, I'll speak at events. I want to tell as many people as possible that you don't need to move to a new city, because you saw how that turned out for me. You don't have to move to a new country. You don't have to wait till you're older. It's really just one new skill will change your life. And for me, that was sales. And I believe for a lot of business owners, that's going to be the turning point in their life and careers.
Awesome. It's interesting that you're talking about new city. I have a friend who once said, moving to Japan doesn't make you Japanese. And
Ooh.
That stuck with me, right? I got to shout out Adretta Hall for that because she said that, and that definitely stuck with me. And so the fact that you're saying that is so true because everywhere you go, there you are. And I think a lot of people try to move. It's like, what is it? What is it that's happening? Like, is it that I need a new haircut? Do I need a new car? Do I need a new vacation? What is it that I'm searching for? And the answer that I found, specifically, God gave me the message of it factor. And so I believe that if we rock our it factor, our God-given gifts hard, then it's found in that, and that's what happened to me. So I have to ask you a signature question that we ask everyone who comes to the conversation. It's a fill-in-the-blank question that goes like this. Dr. Stevie, we cannot leave the conversation today without everyone knowing, and please fill in the blank.
So, Dr. Stevie, we really can't leave this conversation today without everyone knowing that one new skill will change your life. And you've heard me say that. If that's the only thing you remember from this conversation, if that's the only tidbit you get from this interview, one new skill will change your life. And there's 2 ways to look at it. It may be a new skill, or a new skill level, that's going to be the transformation. Because if you change your skill level, you change your life. So if you change it a little bit at your skill level, you change your life a little bit. If you master that skill, you can master that area of your life. So you can look at whatever your it factor is, say, hey, what skill or skills will complement this? What will help me be more effective? What will help me reach more people? What will help me make the biggest impact? And that's where it begins. And that's the secret.
That's awesome. It is inside of yourself, and you just need to amplify it. I love it, love it. So you told us about the training, but in case somebody was looking for a pen or trying to get their notepad up on their iPhone or their Android, what is the way to contact you again, please?
A great place to start is hearyesmoreoften.com. hearyesmoreoften.com. That's a great place to start. No free training for anyone that's looking for a chance to level up. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I want you to expand on your training. So when we go there to that link, what can we find there?
So there's no paywall. I've kept it super simple. You can pause, fast forward, rewind, and I've made that training available. It's brief, 20 minutes, straight to the point, actionable steps. So you say, hey, listen, I'm maybe not hearing yes as often as I want, or maybe I'm hearing yes from people that aren't my ideal client, or maybe I'm talking to my ideal client, but they're not moving to the next step. What do I do? And so it's a great place to get started and kind of learn from my teaching style, but also some action items that you can put into practice and use to grow your business right away. So at the end of that 20-minute training, if you just do one of those things, you're going to see a difference within that same day or even that same week if you apply yourself.
Perfect. And the link one more time, please.
www.hearyesmoreoften.com.
Yay! All right, y'all. Y'all heard it. Y'all better go ahead and go to that link now. Stop playing around. Thank you so much, Bruce, for coming to have this conversation with me. Yay! We're so excited that you have come to help us hear yes and get all the greatness that is involved in the sales process. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to serve.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yay, y'all. Listen, okay. So Bruce is my friend in real life. I can tell you he is the real deal, okay? So y'all go ahead to that link, and if you ever need to know how to stay connected with me, well, that's simple. All you have to do is to know how to spell my first name correctly, Stevii, and go to workwithstevie.com. Y'all know at the end of everything I do, I literally say the same thing, and that is to tell you to make it a great day. Don't have a great day. Make it a great day. Why? Because you, and yes, you too have the power to do so. Bye for now.